This starts now. 3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is RIFTnationnetwork, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Oh, wow, Keith, you're way too small. Like, what the heck?
That is not something a Scorpio normally likes to hear.
Okay, let's try this one. What is up with this stuff today? Why can't we just... Aha! There you are. I hate when one person's smaller than the other. You know, it's like, are you there? So, welcome, everybody. It's Love Shack. As you can see, it's Raven and Keith down below. Let's see, Joni's off with her granddaughter. And Mr. Howie is, of course, dealing with love and is out with Sarah. So this is awesome. It's like, your camera's a little white.
Yeah, it'll gradually get back to where it's supposed to be. I had to wipe the dust off the lens. I've been dusting.
Yeah. So I was like, I was going to do a show with me. I said, well, Keith, are you in? Are you in? He's kind of got blackmailed into this show. I couldn't help it. I kind of pulled him on because I like the male-female thing for a show like this because you need both sides.
I kind of like the male-female thing too.
Yeah. So you definitely need both sides. But guys, guess what? I wasn't giving up. I'm back. I'm here. My son built the PC and I'm very excited. And I was like, yes, I got to do this. Okay.
Got it done.
Yes, we did. So that's awesome. And again, I just wanted to say thank you for everybody that helped. I really appreciate it. It was done the way that would make my mom proud, and that means a lot to me. So
Absolutely.
thank you guys. So who do we have here? Who do we have in the chat?
Hey, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. We have Ariana. Oh,
Hey, Renee.
Renee.
Thank you
Miss
for sharing.
Renee. Thank
Anybody
you,
watching?
Renee.
Please feel free to share. We appreciate it. Sharing is caring.
Yep.
Ariana, how you doing? How you doing?
Oh, we got Linda Nielsen also.
Hey, Linda. Listen, Linda. I bet you never heard that before.
Listen, Linda. Good morning. Happy to see you all online. Thank you. Yes, it's awesome. So if you guys noticed I have headphones on my head, that's because when I did the price, I spaced out speakers, you know. I'm blaming it on the blonde thing, which is actually real. So yeah. Oh yeah, but mine sticks to my brain. You know, Keith, have you ever heard that term, so smart you're stupid?
Yes.
Yeah, that's me. I can't help it. Sometimes it's like I'll focus on one thing, which was the computer, and I forget about everything else.
Tunnel vision.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes. So I figured just kind of throw it out there last minute. We have holidays coming up soon, right?
Yeah.
Who likes to spend holidays alone? Okay, you get to eat all the food and that's good, but isn't it nice to just, and again, this is the female thing. The female thing, we like to have that company, and I like to do that cooking and watch people enjoy what I cook and, you know, not have tons of leftovers, right? You're not stupid. You're just busy and occupied. Hey, I got to pick on myself. You know why? Because I love myself. So it's, I can pick on myself.
There you go.
That's what it is.
Don't get me wrong. I do like getting together with my family, spending some family time.
Right.
But I do also, you know, it's kind of draining sometimes. So as soon as I can get out of there, I do get back home, get my stuff done, just sit down, rest.
Yeah.
You know, part
so
of that.
You go, eat, grab leftovers, and leave. That's my sister. But still, at least she's taking food with her. That's the way I look at it. But what is self-love, guys? And why is it so important to have self-love before a relationship?
If you can't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else?
Bingo.
If you can't love yourself, how can somebody love you? But even saying that, I can also see the flip side of that. Why not love yourself if you're not perfect? You don't have to be perfect in order to love yourself or like yourself.
There's no such thing as perfection. That's the first thing I tell everybody. That nobody's perfect. But you have to love every part about yourself, even your quirks.
Yes.
I get tunnel vision, and Eddie Owie will tell me something 50 times, and I'll say, "You didn't say that." Yeah. I swear, and I'm okay with it, and I'll pick on myself about it because it's what happens. You have to love who you are.
Yeah. If you don't, you're not going to work on yourself. If you're just sitting there in a pity party because all this is quote air quote going wrong in your life, and you're not doing anything about it to repair the situation.
Okay, now let's take examples here. Okay, we have two examples in two different spectrums. Okay, we have take what Mr. Keith went through. Okay, when he went through his fire, he's still building up everything he's got to build, right? So I'm sure he had that explosion of like, and I think this is like a trait of like this type. Some people, some personality traits, they're like, okay, they falter, they fall apart, and it's like, okay, what do I have to do to rebuild? What direction can I get? How do I get this done?
What did I have to do to rebuild?
Yes,
I had to make a decision.
Bingo.
The first decision I had to make was to get up. I sat down.
Yes.
I sat down hard. I had to get up. So over there at the rental one day, I sat up. I stood up. I think Shinedown was playing. Shinedown, Get Up. It's a good song. And I just got up and I'm like, okay, do I know I can do this? No. How am I going to know? Try.
Bingo.
Do not try, do. If you fail, you did not fail. You learned. And
Bingo.
you experience to start again.
Exactly.
And not only did I have to make that decision about my home, I had to make that decision about and my life.
Yes.
I had to make the same decision, but again, I had to stand up. I had to get up.
And sometimes without like the self-love, yeah, we all falter. We'll falter. We'll fall. We'll get upset. And it's in different degrees. I don't even know what I sound like. These headphones are driving me nuts. But that's okay. Next month's problem. So, you know, with me, it was slightly different. I would have to say minor compared to what Keith went through. But emotionally, for me, it was harder. See, he had to go through the physical and emotional. With me, it was more of just strictly the emotional, not the physical. Because you figure everything he has to do is physical and emotional. So it's learning to love yourself again. So yeah, emotionally it was me because my mother bought me that. It blew up and I couldn't do what I had to do to help people. Okay. So it was different for me.
I went through that too.
Yes. It was like I couldn't do what I had to do. How do I do this? How do I help people? How do we get back to where I was? But what I have discovered about myself through this, and I'm sure Keith has discovered the same thing, is I know where I belong now. And it's okay to falter. It's okay to fall apart. It's okay because that's who you are. Because we as individuals, we have to learn to lower our stress, to love ourselves, and build a higher resilience to what comes towards our way.
Yeah.
I need a fan.
20 years ago, if I went through what I went through 2 years ago, I probably wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Not lying.
But I think as we get older, as individuals, we're more, I think we're tougher. Our skin is tougher because of what we've been through. So there's like a piece in some of us that say, okay, I'm not giving up. I'm not quitting. I'm going to keep finding a way to do this. I'm going to succeed.
And let me touch on the word quit for just a moment. Somebody needs to hear something.
Okay.
I really looked at that word in depth and studied it and looked at different aspects of my life. It's not good to quit. You're giving up. However, sometimes there are certain situations where it's okay to walk away from a situation. You are not quitting. You are giving yourself self-love by putting yourself in a better place, even if it hurts like hell. I found myself climbing back into a box during my last relationship, and I was about ready to grab that handle and pull that last flap and duct tape it shut. And I said, no. That's when I stood up. No.
Yep.
Stand up for yourself for once in your life, for what you believe in, speak your words. And it was rough, but what happened afterwards is what needed to happen for me to be me.
I agree.
Because that wasn't me.
I agree. I was alone for 11 years when he died. I was alone for 11 years, but I was alone for 11 years for other reasons. So yeah, I get it. I was like, yep, nope, done, cured. Not interested, but it happens. Now, here's a question for you. How do you tell the difference between somebody that has self-love or a narcissist?
Oh, yeah. It can be interesting because you don't see the narcissistic tendencies because they don't project them.
Exactly.
Over time, usually a narcissist will end up with an empathic person, an empath. And that's the recipe for disaster.
Yes.
It really is. Been there, done that. Actually, both ways.
Yes.
The narcissist will love bomb the crap out of you, buy you things, tell you things. Oh, you're so beautiful. You're the most important thing in my life. Blah 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 blah. And They might mean it, they might not.
Exactly.
Most time they don't care. They are out for numero uno. I get what I want and I will do whatever I need to, say whatever I need to in order to get it. And if I don't get it, I'm going to turn the situation around, make it your fault. I will gaslight you and make
Yes.
you think you are crazy. I will
Yes.
say, what do you mean you said that? You didn't tell me that. You're crazy. You're crazy. And the list goes on until you no longer feel that you are you and you don't see a way out. So
Bingo.
you just go along with the flow. You don't stand up for yourself and you live in terror, fear, loneliness, heartache every day. And that gets to be your new normal. Okay.
Exactly.
This is the way life's supposed to be. No, no, it's not. And if you stand up to a narcissist, look out.
Oh yeah, been there, done that. Yeah, you know,
On you.
and I think that the trick, as far as me, especially when you're with a narcissist in a public eye, you need to learn to, I know who I am, like you know who you are. Everybody else that sees me will eventually learn who I am.
Yeah.
And everybody eventually will learn who you are. I think for me, I think part of the difference between a narcissist, and this is where it comes tricky, because we do need that self-confidence, but a narcissist will show empathic tendencies, but they're not true empaths. They don't truly care, and
No.
they're not going to go out there and help other individuals.
No, it is all about them.
Exactly.
They'll do
Okay.
what they need to in order to get what they want at the time.
Exactly. Okay. So, like for instance, Mr. Keith Osborne is working his butt off to get his house back together, guys. So when he's online, I want you to send him stars. I want you to help him with his latest thing that he's going on. And I want you to do whatever you can, because you know what? You guys were there and they helped me and I got on like this. So let's help Keith get this done before the end of the year. Let's see what he can do. Send him as much as you can. Help him out, because you know what? That's what family does.
That is appreciated very much.
This is what I learned. I learned through all of this that it's okay, even if you love who you are, to falter. But I do have a family. I never knew that. I was always doing everything alone. So, and I'm sure you know that, everything alone. So now it's like, okay, I got this family. It's okay for me to love myself, but I need to share this as well. So this is what my goal is for you guys right now. I'll figure out the rest. Don't worry about it. I'm up and running. I'm a happy girl. So let's get on the Keith bandwagon right now. Everything. I want you to share. I want you to do the freight thing. I want you to do whatever you can to give this guy a hand. Let's get him up and running. Let's get him completely done. That's what I want.
And at one time, and this is a trauma response,
yes,
I would not accept help from anybody. I would fight my tail off in order to get everything accomplished myself.
Exactly.
And that was from never getting help when I asked for it growing up as a child, never getting what I needed, emotional support, love, what have you. Well, I shouldn't say never, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it just became the new normal, just to do everything by myself so I don't get disappointed. Notice how I said that. So I don't get disappointed.
Yes.
I have learned to accept help. Why? Because I deserve help.
Exactly.
If I need it, I deserve it.
Yes.
Never used to think I deserved help. Why are my own reasons. But I see now that I do. We all do. In whatever aspect you may need it in, whether it's an ear to vent to, advice from somebody, need a little help financially, need a little help moving a refrigerator, whatever. It's you deserve the help. You shouldn't have to do everything yourself. If you want to do everything yourself, that's your thing.
Right.
But again, take a step back and look at it. Okay, do I do everything by myself? Do I refuse to ask for help? So you might take a look at why.
Yes. And I just recently did that. I never asked for help. I always find a way to do it. But with this time, I did ask for help.
Yeah.
So I did receive the help, and I received it immensely.
Yeah. Lisa, touching on the narcissist thing,
Right.
it took a knife to her throat to open her eyes and get out of the situation. Sometimes that's what it takes. They don't
Yeah,
like
it does.
your backbone and stop showing fear. No, they do not like
Exactly.
it at all.
And that's what it is. Sometimes you have to love yourself enough to walk away. That's a part of self-love.
And it can be
You're not giving up. You're not giving up at all. You're walking away because you love yourself more.
You're saving who? You.
Bingo.
You're putting you words. You're putting yourself first for once in your life.
Yes,
And
exactly.
you are the most important person in your life. You have
Exactly.
to look out for yourself first, because if you don't, you can't look out for other people.
Exactly. Exactly. Like those of us that have like children, or even our four-legged animals, which is our children to me.
Yeah.
We have to look out for ourselves, or we can't look out for them. It
Yeah.
works the same way. It really does.
Sure
So yeah.
Even depression, if you're so depressed you can't get off the couch, your animals are going to suffer too, because they're going to feel that. You're not going to feed them right. You're not going to let them out right. You're not going to water them right. You're not going to love them right. They feel it too, Same way with, say, maybe your actual children, your family, your brothers, your sister, your mom, your dad, your friends. When you're like that, they feel it.
So how many guys out here, how many people, come on, we want to help you. That's what we're here for. So we're giving you experiences and things that we have been through, and our challenges of trying to ask for help is a big challenge. It was one for me, one for Keith as well. It was a big challenge. So, but how do you know the difference between, and this is the issue, especially with online, with I'm leaning towards the narcissist for some reason, but some narcissists will ask for help because it's me, 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 me. And others aren't like that. And how do individuals not kind of get stuck in with the narcissist versus the individual that really wants to be there?
Yeah, and one thing with asking a narcissist asking you for help, if you say no, you'll get, well, I did this for you, and I did that for you, and I gave up everything for you this day to help you do this, and you can't do this for me.
Yeah,
yourself. Don't believe that crap. If you did something for them, there's a reason. Either you wanted to, or you needed to, or you had to. So don't let them throw that in your face.
Exactly.
Don't.
So let's see. Now, in order to love yourself, the first thing you need to look at is these are the benefits of loving yourself. We have to lower our stress level, okay, and higher our resistance. Okay, what do we mean by that? What do we mean by that? I took notes. So I'm so excited I actually took notes again, by the way. All right, let me go. All right. Now, when we feel stressed, it's actually generally because we don't feel capable of living up to challenges in front of us. We just talked about that. When you have a strong sense of self-love, you're better able to tackle the challenges. Negative feelings and self-critical thoughts compound stress. Now, when you feel good, though, it's usually easier for us to problem solve. Now, self-love and self-compassion are directly linked. When we have a high sense of self-love, we're able to look at challenges at temporary setbacks, okay, or even the opposite of growth. This attitude actually helps us to become more resilient. Better Ups research has actually found that coaching can actually help improve self-compassion by over 60%. Okay. And self-compassion has marked impact developing resistance. Not only can self-compassion, by extending self-love, help us to bounce back better, it actually keeps us mentally fit. More than 1,000 research studies have actually linked self-compassion to reduce psychological and improvement in health and well-being.
Yes. If you're constantly in a state of fear, if you're constantly depressed, that puts out certain chemicals that makes it worse, puts you deeper. keeps you in survival mode instead of living mode. When you get coaching, when you get therapy, when you just give yourself self-help, that puts out better chemicals, which will help raise your vibration, get you back up to where you need to be. And exactly, Linda.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So for those that are going to hear this on, and this is the other thing, we have to make the habit of reading the comments because of Spotify.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. It's on Spotify, guys. So
Thought about that.
yes, so we have to make the habit of doing that now. So this way you guys can hear your names on Spotify. Isn't that awesome?
Ooh.
So I know. So let's see. And then we'll let Keith finish. Linda Nelson says, it took me forever to gratefully accept help when I needed it because my husband that did that to me all the time ago with, oh God, I think it's my new glasses. Bear with me. Let's see. I did this and that's for you. Okay. Is all done for nothing. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You bust your butt, keeping house, cooking, cleaning, working, taking care of them. And they don't see that as doing a thing, lifting a finger. They come home from work. You don't have supper on the table and dishes done and ready to sit down and eat. Oh, it's on. It's on. I work my tail off all day long. You ain't got supper on my table. What's wrong with you? You crazy woman? You know. I get it. And, Renee brought up a good point too here.
Yep.
Being stuck in flight or fright mode is a thing.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
You're afraid to talk about your feelings because they don't matter. They will be thrown in your face. You're crazy. You don't feel like it. That's not how you feel. This is how you feel. My last relationship, I was always trying, she wanted me to talk about my feelings, where I was. Okay, this is where I'm at. No, it's not. That's not what you feel. This is what you feel. No, I'm speaking my truth. I will not lie to you. I haven't lied to you. I will not lie to you in the future. You asked. I answered. If you can't accept that, sorry about it.
Exactly.
And I had to make a decision to stand up for myself because I wasn't myself and I didn't like myself. I didn't like myself. And, I stood up, I looked in the mirror and said, now you promised yourself you weren't going to do this again. And you're not. Find your strength, speak your words. And then she was gone.
But what if it's one of your own teenage children?
Family can be toxic.
Yes.
You try your best to help them.
Yes.
But especially if they grew up in a narcissistic relationship. One of the parents was narcissistic, the other empathic. They were always at battle to that child. They're going to pick up traits from their parents because you learn from your parents.
Exactly.
And to them, that's going to be a normal relationship. No, that ain't normal at all.
It ain't normal.
It's going to take something almost life-ending in order for them to see it's not.
Yes. 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 And that's exactly what it took. So he's in Florida now. But yes, I went through that. And it's a very difficult thing, So when you have one parent one way and one the other as far as toxic, yeah, my phone is bleeping a mile a minute because somebody sees me online.
I don't care. Don't make me know, never mind.
Yeah, so it's tough because you have to eliminate the stress, and you can still love your family, but you can love them enough to teach them. And some individuals, whether it's in a relationship, friends, family, or whether you're dealing with siblings, sometimes people have to hit a brick wall. That's the way I put it. If they don't hit that brick wall, they ain't going to see it's there.
And sometimes you can still love that person, but from a distance.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to distance yourself from that toxic person in order to heal yourself.
Yes.
And you need to hope and pray that they can do the same.
Yes.
I call it tough love.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly what it is.
Love you, but I can't put up with this behavior anymore. I've got to distance myself. Sorry about it, but
Yep.
I can't do this.
Exactly.
And they will turn it on you, make it your fault, and that's okay. It's not, and that's the important part.
Exactly.
The people that you need in your life will see that fact, because that other person is going to go out and tell everybody they know what a POSUR and you abandon them and
Yep.
blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
blah.
Yep.
Not my circus, not my monkeys. That will help separate the people you need in your life.
My father says that.
From
my father used to say that.
The people that you don't
Yeah.
want to need in your life. It
Exactly.
will make your life more peaceful. You may have loss because people walk out of your life, but
Yes.
that makes room for better people to come in.
And that's like clearing the energy, clearing the path is what it is.
Yes.
So now here's a tough one here. Okay. Another benefit to self-love, but this is how to get there. Now here's a tough one. Willingness to take a risk that is good. That's difficult. How do you take a risk considering we've had the narcissistic tendencies, the bad relationships? How do you take a risk? So here we go. Let's see what it says about this. Now, when we're willing to take a risk, we do so because we have faith in ourselves. We know that we will be able to handle the outcome. Okay? Whether we get what we want or not, it doesn't matter. The big part of the self-trust is because that also a benefit that you are both worth your investing. It's an image in a scenario. A loved one, a child, a best friend wanted to try something new if they started the insecurities with you. So they end up with these types of insecurities. Now, what we're talking about right now is sometimes in life isn't fair, but are you willing to take that risk? Do you love yourself enough to take the risk? Or do you also love yourself enough to say, wait, whoa, hold on.
That, Linda understands that, she says she's still working on that one. It's a process. It is a process.
Yes.
It is literally reprogramming your brain,
Yep.
how it's wired and how it thinks.
Yep.
And it is a process. You cannot snap your fingers and be a different person and think differently. That old way of thinking still tries to sneak its way back in.
Yes.
While
Yes.
I say, no, stop, please stop. That's back then.
Yes.
This is now.
Yes.
We're in this now moment. This issue came up. This is what we need to do to deal with it.
Right.
If we can't deal with it right now, we'll plan for it. We're not going to sit here and dwell on it and fill ourselves full of anxiety and angst, worrying about what's going to happen. Everything will work out. If you think about it, everything you have went through in your entire life, everything you thought you could not get through, guess what? You did. And you learned from it. And you're here today.
Exactly.
You're a better person.
Right. Because
you want to admit it or not.
Exactly. You didn't make a mistake. You faced a challenge because you needed to learn that lesson.
Learned.
Yes. Learned. Exactly it. So let's see. Renee, I have not, I am. Bingo.
Yeah.
Yes, that is bingo. And that's a good one.
Am.
Exactly.
I am statements. I am affirmations. I am lovable.
Right.
I am capable.
Exactly. And these are like all the processes of some of the issues as far as the research I've done that we have to go through as individuals to have that self-love, that ability.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next one is the most difficult, I think. And the reason it's most difficult is because we're dealing with the empathic side. Because we have empaths and we have narcissists. So
yeah,
let's see what this one says. This is the research that I've done, not my own words. I have to. This is funny. We'll see what Keith has to say about this one.
Mirroring. Mirroring.
Yes. Okay, empath. When we, when we are able to see ourselves and accept our strengths and weaknesses, the compassion and acceptability, we also have compassion for others. The ability to hold space for other one's struggles helps us to become more empathic. In turn, empathy actually creates a strong connection and a sense of belonging. Build, better ups and found that one-on-one coaching, of course, improved empathics over 40%. Improving empath also improves your connection to the psychological flexes. You become better able to step into someone else's shoes. In turn, you can also have a positive effect on your communication skills. But there's downsides to this. There are downsides to this. He's reading up a storm there. He's reading up a storm.
No, I was just sharing a link that
Yeah.
Some people might find interesting and helpful.
Aha! That's awesome. So for those that are actually watching the Spotify for podcast, you will see the link in it. Those that are just listening to the Spotify, let's see. It's www.facebook.com.
Moksha Grace Coaching.
Thank you. There you go.
Good friend of mine, former client. Now we just kind of help each other through some of life's issues.
Nice.
Good person.
I like that. I like that. So as far as an empath, and we challenge ourselves to our best life, as you said, mirroring. People can actually have a tendency, or a narcissist can mirror an empath. So that's the difficulty of finding the boundaries, okay? Finding boundaries, or better yet, freaking psychic vampires that and then they'll mirror you more and more, especially if you're an empath.
Yeah, if you don't know what mirroring is, mirroring words are difficult today. It is a person seeing their traits and aspects in another person. So say a narcissist sees the empath as a narcissistic one. Mm-hmm. The empath is mirroring that, showing that to the narcissist, and they don't like to see themselves at all. Mm-hmm. They do not. It will make them irate. They will lash out. They will accuse you of being the narcissist when you know you are not. Mm-hmm. And it's a vicious cycle. And there's another type of mirroring I like to talk about, and that is going to a physical mirror, looking at yourself, and then looking inside yourself and through yourself.
Yep.
And asking yourself, what parts of me don't I prefer? And then working on them. Write them down. If you don't like a certain aspect of yourself, why? Study it. Go back through your life. Why did I pick up that aspect? Why am I like this now? Mm-hmm. You're going to learn a lot about yourself, about why you feel that way, and then you can begin to heal that aspect of your life so you don't have to not like it anymore. Sometimes you can start using it as a tool. Okay, I'm feeling this again. Why? Because I'm feeling this person. Why? Let's pick this apart. I understand. Okay, that person does not need to be in my life, or I need to learn some more from this person. It's a process.
Exactly.
It really is.
Yeah, because what it is sometimes you just have to love yourself enough to walk away.
Yeah. And guess what? It's okay to walk away from yourself. It is. It's okay to take a break from yourself. It's okay to sit down for a couple of days and think.
So I'm not the only one that goes outside and calls myself all kinds of freaking stupid names because I'm an idiot. And everybody looks at me like, what is up with that one?
I used to do that. I don't anymore. Because even self-talk, even if you're thinking the words or speaking the words,
exactly,
the energy is still going back into your subconscious, and therefore you are in amplifying
the negativity.
Bingo. At work, I'll catch myself, making a silly mistake, and immediately, you idiot! No, you are not an idiot. You weren't paying attention. If you would have been paying attention, you would have caught that bolt was loose. Solution: take the other piece back out, tighten the bolt, put the other piece back in. Easy peasy, 10 minutes, no problem.
So your biggest word was idiot. Now I've got myself down to hello, wake up type thing. That's what I say now. Hello to myself. So I'll know, okay, I'm not paying attention to something. I'm not doing something correctly.
Yeah.
So,
if somebody else says something to you derogatory, naturally it's going to make you feel unworthy of yourself. What you need to do, and even if it takes you 6 hours until you get off work in order to do this,
Right.
that's fine. You need to go back and look at the situation. Okay, they're thinking this because they did not understand what I was telling them. They did not comprehend what I was telling them. I had to explain something to my boss 5 times before I finally got the correct wording out for him to understand why this thing happened and how it happened. And then he kind of sat back. Okay, all right, I can see that. We just need to figure out how to repair it now. Yeah, that's what we need to do. And
yeah,
simple
that
as
happens as far as wording with a lot of us having like clients from like all kinds of different parts of the world. There's what is known as a communication barrier. It's like when I'll say to somebody they're pouring their heart out, somebody else will think it's a list. No, that's not it. That's not what I meant. So you have to like over explain things. I've discovered that because they don't grasp my lingo.
which is also a trauma response from narcissistic relationships, from defending yourself.
Yeah.
Because why are you 5 minutes late getting home? Well, I had to work late. Why'd you have to work late? You never have to work. Why'd you have to work late? Well, this happened at work. No, that never happens. Where were you really? Were you out with
Trust issues.
Were you
Yeah.
out with
Trust
somebody?
issues. Yeah.
Well, even maybe it's not trust issues. Maybe it's just they saw that as a way to gain power for that evening.
Exactly. Yeah. It could be.
You know, I had my first wife. I was 15 minutes late getting home from work because I had a late customer.
Yeah.
And I have witnesses, my boss, you know, and the customer. And I was accused of driving to Omaha, which is 2 hours away from Beatrice, where I work.
Damn, you're a good driver.
Get laid, take a shower, drive all the way back. So that's 4, 5, 6 hours. And I got all that done in 15 minutes. But she convinced herself that's what I did because she didn't like a friend of mine from high school.
So you have a teleporter?
If I do, I need to find it because I can make some good money with that thing. And I can have a lot of fun.
Oh my God. You know, back in the day, it was a difficult when people would say things and it would bother you. But now I find when I get older, if people start talking about me, I'm going to sit right down and take notes. What else did I do?
But did you hear this?
Yeah. Oh my God. Tell me, what did I do? What was my reaction?
Yeah,
and that's what I do now.
But did you hear this?
What?
I'll add to it.
Awesome.
Let's go a step further. Let me really tell you what I did. Yeah, I did it. And what that person did to deserve the treatment I gave them. Let's have a conversation. Let's sit down to have a conversation, to listen to each other, to comprehend what the other one is saying instead of respond in order to win what? An argument.
Exactly. What's the point? I don't believe in arguing. I don't understand it because if you argue, you're not actually getting enough communication words out.
You're not understanding how that other person feels. And
exactly.
It's on you as to why.
Exactly.
If you don't understand what the other person is trying to tell you, if you don't comprehend what they're saying, say, okay, hey, wait a minute. I'm not exactly sure what you're meaning by that. Can you maybe find a different way to explain?
Look, it's my man.
Understand. Howdy. And
he always pops in to say hi.
When a couple can do that on a repetitive basis,
right,
their life is going to be good. But if you're always arguing and bickering to win the fight, you ain't gonna get nowhere, and it's just gonna get worse.
It is. And I mean, to me, communication is the key. Okay, then you have, let's take this because you've walked into setting boundaries. That's the next thing that we need to work on as far as the research that I did, the steps. Setting boundaries. Okay. Yes. Okay. And that is the biggest thing we need to do. We need to set boundaries. Now, this is what this said, not my words, guys. Okay. Setting boundaries. There are sayings that a dishonest yes to you, okay, to you, don't really want you to do it, is honest. No to yourself. Now, I'm just writing what they wrote. So we often think that if you say yes to everything, you'll always be willing and virtuous. However, the key part of self-love is knowing when to give your energy and what to do. Learning to say no.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Learning to say no. Yes.
Yes.
Affirmative.
Yes.
Setting that boundary.
Yes, that's a hard boundary to do sometimes.
I've looked back, and anytime I have set boundaries for myself, if I dropped that boundary and caved in and said yes when I wanted to say no, I paid for it. I learned from it, but I paid for it.
Yes.
Sometimes they were kind of expensive lessons, but then again, sometimes that's how I learned the best. Is those big ones.
Sure. Very true. So, and that's I think one of the hardest things to do sometimes is to say no, you can't do that, or no, you're not meant to me. Hello, Miss Nikki.
Yeah, she snuck in. I didn't see her. Hello. She's sneaky. She is sneaky.
Tells people to make a better story. Yes, that was about the story. Velocity through their stories for the moment. Oh my God, yeah. All right, this is from Linda Nielsen. So that was awesome. Honey, are you destroying the kitchen? Okay. I get all these weird noises, but you know what? We're normal. This is just the way it is. We go with the flow. Now,
even if he is destroying the kitchen, he might be doing something to nice for you. He might be making you,
oh no, he never destroys the kitchen. He actually helps me clean, and he's an awesome cook.
Awesome.
That's just Oh, you're kidding me?
There we go.
He's the best. We've never even had an argument. We don't believe in it, neither one of us.
There you go.
Perfect. Now, the biggest part of solving all of this, I don't realize we talk so much about all this, is first thing, you have to know yourself.
Yeah.
You have to know your own truth. Now, how do you know your own truth?
You're in my head right there. By self-examination.
Okay. Explain the process.
I already did. Looking in that mirror.
Looking in that mirror.
Do you like the person that you are looking at? Yes or no?
Exactly.
There is no maybe. Yes or no. Okay, now let's pick that apart.
Exactly.
Why don't I like myself, or why do I like myself? Or are there certain aspects I do like, but certain aspects I don't like?
Bingo.
Let's make a list. Let's start working on those. Let's start changing those. If you're not happy about your health, do something about it. Do some studying on how to get healthier. Start doing the work. Eat better. Exercise. If you don't like the way you get along with certain people, why is that? Is that something they're doing? Is that something you've done and not admitting to? There are all kinds of things that you need to pick apart, look at. But most importantly, be honest with you.
Yes.
You can lie to yourself. You can lie to yourself all day long. Oh, I love myself.
But do you really? Exactly. Do you really love every part of yourself? It's like putting it in another aspect, a female looking in the mirror. I'm sure guys do the same thing, right? There's always something about yourself you hate.
Well, I don't hate.
Always. It's like, oh my God. It's like some people say, oh, I wish my arms were smaller, or, I wish my front was bigger, or, oh my God, I got no butt, or there's always something people pick apart about themselves.
Okay. I don't use the word hate anymore.
Right.
I use the word dislike.
Exactly.
And because I don't really hate anything or anybody. I dislike some people. I dislike some things. I dislike some things I've done. Do I hate it? No. That is the absolute negative emotion you can feel. And I refuse to let myself feel that. And the word wish. I used to wish for things all the time. Well, okay, why do I want that? How do I get that? I can wish for it, expect it overnight, and be disappointed in the morning, or I can do the studying on how to get my biceps bigger and then stand up and make the effort in order to start that process. Am I going to see an immediate? No, but over time, over 6 months, over a year, you're going to see that difference. And it's the same thing working your spiritual muscle as your physical muscle. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to take time. You're going to have patience with yourself. Others are going to have patience with you. And as you work on your spirituality, your change, your betterment, other people are not going to like where you are going because they are not doing the same thing and refuse to do the same thing, even though they may want the same thing. So they are going to start casting out against you in negative matters. And it's okay to let that person go because there's somebody better waiting for you right around the corner.
Exactly.
That's on your level.
Exactly. So they do have some suggestions about that. And I'm a big, excuse me, I'm a big one on journals. I do believe that writing a journal helps you, helps some individuals to be able to look things a little bit more deeper. Some people are easier. They can just look at it. Others do need those physical words in order for that to happen. So I believe in journals. It helps you sort out everything that's happening. Okay. So, and also a new hobby. And the biggest thing is, and as far as getting to know who you are, figure out what you love to do. What do you like to do? You don't know unless you try something new.
Or what did you love to do back in the day that you don't do anymore? Let you
race cars.
You like to color?
I like to race
Get
cars.
coloring books out. I got colors and coloring books over there. I kid you not.
I used to race my car in an industrial park on the quarter mile. I had a 68 Pontiac Le Mans 350 4-barrel, 4 on the floor, and I used to whip all the guys' butts. Yes, that's what I enjoyed doing.
76 Mustang 2, 320 horsepower, 302, 4-speed.
Nice.
Limited slip. If I could get the power to the ground, I was gone. I would 454 Chevys in a heartbeat. I caught second gear so hard one night, I actually twisted the subframe. The doors wouldn't shut anymore. I had to go home, hook a log chain up to the front bumper, up to a tree, and just keep slamming it in reverse to get that frame twisted back enough to get the doors shut.
Damn, imagine if it was the 50s and we used to race for pinks. How many cars do we have out back now?
Speaking of 50s and racing, my dad used to have a hopped up 57 Chevy.
Nice. And my father too. 57 Chevy.
He horseshoed that thing around a telephone pole.
Damn.
And you know how the lights, your pole comes up,
big
arm, and the light was on the end of that big arm. It came down, swung down, went right through the driver's side window. If he'd have still been sitting up, I wouldn't be here today.
Wow.
But somebody was watching out for him, watching out for me. Him and I both have walked away from some pretty sketchy situations. So thankful for that.
Yeah, I'll tell you. When I think of my father's 57 Chevy, all I can think is of the lime green cruiser skirts. My mother's favorite color was green. And it was like, what did you do to that car? Why lime green?
There you go.
Now, here's the thing. We're going to get into another one here. We're got about 9 minutes left, and I have 2 more notes. So let's get through these notes. But yes, definitely. The only other thing I've always wanted to try is pottery. I'm sure it would come out lopsided and look ridiculous and end up using it as a doorstop, but I want to try it.
So try it.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a class and try that. Find something you've never done. Even if it comes out funny, hey, doesn't matter. You tried it, you liked it, you enjoyed it, and that's what matters.
Stepping out of your comfort zone. Now, try something new. You might like it.
Bingo. Fishing for compliments.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Contrary to what you might have heard growing up, fishing for compliments isn't bad. I don't agree. But most of us have a tendency to toss away compliments instead of embracing and initializing them. Okay? Get into the habit of embracing compliments, acknowledgments, and positive regard for people who want to throw it away. Meaning we need to learn to accept the compliments we're given.
Yes.
That's a hard one.
A lot of people do not like to do that because they don't feel
Yes.
they are worthy of that compliment.
Bingo.
Well,
Yes.
the other person does, so they gave it to you. Thank them. Thank you.
Right.
If
Exactly.
you feel the need to compliment them back, figure out something to compliment them back. If you don't have a compliment
Exactly.
back for them, that's okay. Just say thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Exactly.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But fishing for confidence, you see it every day on social media. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Okay, let's look at you. Okay, I finally found one picture without a filter. And girl, you need some help. Those eyes are sad, you are depressed, and you are using those fished for compliments.
Oh, those filters. I thought you were reading a comment.
A little happier. No. Scarefest. There's a medium. I'm not gonna mention this person's name, but all the time I've known them on Facebook, I thought this is how they look. I didn't catch that it was a filter. I saw him at Scarefest a couple years ago. He came up and said hi to me. Like, I'm sorry, who are you? I didn't recognize him. They're like, well, I'm so and so. I'm like, oh, okay. Put your filter on.
I got to agree with that there. You figure when females, and I'm guilty of this, when I was younger, I wouldn't leave the house without my makeup, my hairbrush, the 50 tons of that spray polish and stuff, and everything had to be perfect. But now that I'm older, I'm comfortable with who I am, and this is who I am. I wake up, wash my face, brush my hair, and there you go. That's me.
Yeah, this is who you. This is who I am. This is how I look. Okay.
Yes.
Now, are there days where I'm not happy with the way I look? Sure. Why? Because you ain't got enough sleep, dude. You look rough. You need to adjust your sleep pattern a little bit.
Yeah.
And quit working so much. You need to rest a little bit more. You need to get back on a better diet. But I am not ashamed of the way I look anymore. Every line, every wrinkle, every scar on this body tells a story.
Exactly.
There is a story for it.
Exactly.
That this is me. This is what made me. And do I like to look good? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Am I okay with the way I look? Yes, I am. There's days I look in the mirror, I'm like, ooh, damn, look at you. I'd date you. And there's other days like, okay, let's put the hair up and just go to work.
Yes. The days, because I got that thin hair. It's like, all right, let's just put it up here somehow.
Yeah. I got ponytail holders all over this house.
Yep.
They're in the drawer. They're upstairs in the drawer. They're in my toolbox. They're in my car, in the truck.
Yeah.
I got them in my toolbox at work. Sometimes I'll take a shower when I get home from work. Sometimes I'll take one in the morning before I go to work.
Yeah.
And, on those days, especially if it's not going to be hot and all the fans are blowing, I'll do my hair and I'll go in. I'll look good.
Yeah.
I'll feel good and, comfortable with myself. Other days, it's like, let's just go to work, put the hair back and do the thing.
You kidding me? I woke up 20 minutes before the show. So I brushed my hair, washed my face, had a cigarette, grabbed coffee, and sat down. That was the extent of me getting ready.
When I hopped on, your chair was empty. I'm like, oh, she's rushing.
It's like I had to switch glasses because it's like my eyes going to be open enough to read anything today. So, but it happens. Life gets in the way. So it's not about what we look like all the time, because you could be extremely, I'll put it in Keith terms, you could be a very shiny person on the outside, but you can be a real rotten person on the inside.
Yeah.
Or you can actually be both. You can look good on the outside and have that beautiful individual. Yes, baby, I love my coffee. You can be that gorgeous individual. Thank you.
Man.
You can be that gorgeous individual both inside and out.
Yeah.
And it's the gorgeousness or that the good lookingness has to do with you. It has to do with the individual.
If yourself has to hide the way you look because you are not happy with the way you look, you need to do some self-introspection. I'm hoping I'm using the correct words here.
Bingo.
You have to filter every picture you put on Facebook, on Instagram. You need to ask yourself why. Because to me, that's a mask. You're putting a mask on. That's a hell no. You're reaching out to me. You're interested in me, but all I see is a mask. No, thank you. I'm not even going to look at that. I'm not even going to look at that.
Yep.
No, you show me. You show me who you are. Then we'll talk.
Okay, let's see what Linda has to say here. All right, she says, I find that I'm always delaying or just not going online to go live because of videos. I don't feel like putting on makeup. It's a constant fight with myself. Honey, this is natural. Wrinkles and all, okay? There's nothing to do with it. Yeah, because I don't know how you look and blush there. So
it's the same way with makeup
nothing.
and filters. I understand wanting to look good, on the show, going out with your man, whatever. I understand that.
Thank you.
But
love you too.
Again, I have seen some ladies who put on so much.
Oh my God, yes.
Every flaw they have. And then you see them in real life and you don't recognize who they are. And I mean, what's going to happen? You go out with a guy, you got all this makeup on, hiding who you are. And then the makeup, the mask comes off and the person sees who they're really dealing with. And now this could be looks, this could be insides, your who you are, your personality. Either way, that guy's on the top of his tracks and go, whoa.
Yes.
I need to take a step back.
I need to take 50 steps back. It's like, just keep going. That's what he's saying to himself.
All right, now I can see. Okay. Now I know who I'm dealing with.
Yeah, see, with
same thing for guys.
My first date, when I went out, my first date with JR, I didn't wear any makeup. I didn't wear any makeup because this is me. This is who I am.
Yeah.
You accept me for me, or it's not going to work, because I'm not the type that's going to sit there and constantly run makeup on my mouth, because I care more about what's happening. At the time, I was dealing with my mom and then my aunt and then everything else. I had a lot of stuff to do. So I'm not always perfect. I might come in a mess. Half the time, my shirt's inside out. He's so used to it right now. Switch your shirt around. That's the way it should be. And as far as individuals going online, you have something worthy of saying? Do you have a point you want to make? Or do you want to make somebody laugh? That's the part that matters. If they're sitting there and just looking at you saying, oh my God, why is that old person on air? Oh, jeez. You know what? It doesn't matter, because that person isn't there to help you. You're not there to give that message to them. That's what matters. Now, before we close this up, because we're over and I got to have a cigarette. I'm jealous you can have one in your house. Build routines. How do we build a routine? Build habits to actually support your well-being. Try mini respite, which Heath has talked about. Let's see. When you feel like you need to recharge, which I do, am the type that do need to recharge my battery.
Yes.
Have a self-care plan. What is your way of recharging yourself?
Yes.
All right. What's your way of recharging yourself?
My way of recharging myself is taking a break from life. Mm-hmm. Now, by life, I mean my work. That could be my job, or working on my home, working on my car, working on my yard. I take a break from people. I will put this away. Or I will select who and when I want to get back to. I'll sit here. I'll watch TV. I will clean my home. I'll go out and sit outside with a fire. And
I'm jealous on that one.
Even when I'm outside doing a live by my fire pit, I'm by myself. I'm talking. I'm venting.
Exactly.
I'm doing things with said fire that I need to do. I'm releasing. Exactly. And I'm also providing that fire for other people to release things as well.
Yes.
By explaining that process, I'm helping, even though I'm helping myself at that time recharge. I am by myself, but yet I am not alone.
You're also helping others.
If I go down to the bar to have a beer because I want to get out of the house, I go find a secluded corner. Therefore, I am by myself, but I am not alone.
Exactly. Exactly. Mine are books. I like to, when I need to escape, the escape part, not the recharge, the escape part, I will read a book so far off reality. It's got to be vampires, werewolves. The girl always has to be the hero. So, I mean, that's what I want. I want to take myself totally out of reality.
Yeah,
because that's what helps me.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody's got their own
everybody has their own thing. Yes, I'm a big bookie.
Sometimes I just go to the lake and talk to spirit and sit there on
and the beach is when I need to recharge. It's the beach.
Go walk.
I grew up on the beach.
One of the things I like to do is go walking through a salvage yard, an auto salvage yard, looking, seeing what's there.
Yeah.
Wondering what stories that old pickup could tell.
Bingo. Oh my God. All right. So it's actually 12:04. We did pretty good on this. So, and let's see, what do we have coming up? We have the Orion effect. This, you don't have, the Drunken Oracle or the other one that you guys do.
Drunken Oracle is going to be live from the Scarefest floor Friday night. We will try to go live. We will try to do readings for the people watching online. However, there are going to be thousands of people there. And I'm sure some of them are going to want readings. Hopefully some of the stars will want readings.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be crazy. So we're going to try to do it Friday night at 8:00. And keep an eye out for lives from Scarefest, just saying. But then Monday night, I do have the Otter's Den. I have a guest, Dale Valor, I think. A dating coach. Interesting time.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I was on his show here a week or so ago, and he's an awesome individual. So try to tune in for that. And like you said, we have Orion Effect tomorrow night at 6 Central. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. 7:00 for the Orion Effect. And then we have Joni, which is Mystery
Monday.
Beyond the Veil on Monday. And
on Tuesday.
Yep. Otter's Den. Are you doing Otter's Den on RNN?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. The Otter's Den on RNN as well. Tuesday, speaking of hilariousness, we're doing Deja Vu. Wow. Speaking of Deja Vu, I tried to do that a couple of times. It's like, we're doing the Deja Vu. I'm stunned.
Do it.
And then we have Howie, who has his morning coffee show.
Wednesday.
What's going on? And then we have every other week. We also have we have the Crazy Cat Lady Poetry. She's always got something unique coming on as well. And then I know Saturday is Scarefest, and I'm not sure if Howie has anything going on as well. So, but we have a lot going on. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully our experiences actually helped you a lot. And thank you so much, Keith, for jumping in. And Joni and Howie will be back next week, and we'll just force Keith to come on again. So I like the two different opinion things. It's really cool.
It is. But next Saturday I will be at Scarefest, so I probably will not be able to jump on.
Damn. That's okay. We can put up a make-believe poster and pretend he's here.
There you go. Get a cardboard cutout of me.
Hey, and don't forget, guys, okay? I am up and running. Go over to Keith's page, send some send some pictures, follow him on the Fear Fest thing that he has going on. Let's get his house all done and built, okay? Faces of Horror. Let's get that all done and built before Christmas. That's my next goal, okay? Yeah. I reached mine pretty quickly. Thank you for that. Let's get him to his, okay? Let's do that. All right? And remember, guys, peace out. I love you guys. All right. Thank you again, Keith, for tuning in. I had a lot of fun. It was awesome. So, peace.
Peace.